The Warden revealed as Upwell Condemn the Deathless. New Eden News for November 12th, YC 126. Unshrouded Warden accelerates Deathless innovations. Sources inside Zarzak have confirmed that the shrouded structure is no longer shrouded. Deathless Circle researchers were able to bring the ancient Jovian remnant online and out of cloak shortly after 1100 today. Deathless operatives have been quick to establish research teams inside what they are now calling the Warden. This shrouding follows a month of investigation into the artifacts known as the Adavum by the Circle. Adavum are ancient relics left behind by Jovian explorers. A large number were delivered by Capsuleer collaborators to a research facility in Zarzak at the Deathless's request. Though they are now no longer fully functional, they still exert pressure on local SpaceTime, providing insight as to how ancient Jovian technology operates. These investigations appear to have been borne fruit with their unlocking of the Warden. Multiple sources have informed the scope that the structure's secrets have already aided the Deathless Circle in making advancements in a number of different fields. New Deathless ships have been believed to be in development. These ships are capable of fitting breacher pod launchers that include the infrastructure needed to run small virtualities. These virtualities can house a team of infomorphs who then transfers to the clone bodies launched in Scarab breacher pods, dubbed Shrieker clones, whichever. They are specialized iterations of the Upwell Consortium workforce clones. It has been suggested that Shrieker clones were developed with the assistance of Dr. Esme Moreno, a former Chemeltech geneticist working on Upwell workforce clones. Dr. Moreno joined the Deathless Circle following her delivery to the Fulcrum by a Capsuleer agent. Little is known about the completed Shrieker genome, but it is believed that they feature greatly improved biological facilities in exchange for a significantly reduced lifespan. This reduced lifespan would not impact the longevity of any occupying infomorphs, only their time inside of the Shrieker body. Simultaneously, the Wardens reveal the Society of Conscious Thought has reported observing minor shifts or ripples in space-time across New Eden. These ripples quickly stabilized, but Edemi Sever, CEO of SOCT, has expressed his concern, quote, "The original purpose of this structure remains a mystery, but its powerful potential is evident. We cannot trust such an incredible artifact to the whims of irreverent criminals such as the Deathless Circle." Upwell outraged but unshaken by parasitic Deathless. Schematics have leaked for the new Mercenary den structures designed by the Deathless Circle to attach to Upwell's orbital skyhooks. These structures vary internally, and their internal spaces appear to serve many purposes, from meeting places for the Circle's less-than-legal associates to recreational facilities for Upwell workforce members. All dens, however, feature TEBS, Transneural Echo Burn Scanner facilities as standard. This suggests that the Deathless is embarking on an aggressive campaign of infomorph recruitment, specifically targeting Upwell workforces. The Upwell Consortium has consistently reported high satisfaction numbers amongst workforce members. Nonetheless, Deathless Circle agents seem confident that some workers are unhappy with the situation and are now looking for a way out of their contracts. Given the size of the TEBS facilities, it can be inferred that the Circle expects a large number of enthusiastic applicants. A fraction of those recruited will undoubtedly work in the Deathless new Shrieker clones, but the number involved imply that most work elsewhere in the organization. In response, the Upwell Consortium has issued a statement saying, quote, "These parasitic mercenary dens are a clear violation of Upwell property. We urge any Capsuleers who make use of Equinox infrastructure to terminate any attempts to anchor dens on the orbital skyhooks. Furthermore, workforce members are free to leave their employment at any time, though we are sure that given time, workforce members will discover that there's a place for everyone in the Upwell dream. We freely allow workforce members to quit the program." While this may be true, examining the Upwell Workforce Standard Contract reveals that those who seek to prematurely terminate their employment contracts are liable for the costs of their Upwell cloning and consciousness transfer, as well as the new body they wish to be transferred to in the final consciousness transfer into that body. The cost of these services is high enough to be prohibitive for most workforce members, and in practice, many have no choice but to serve out their contracts regardless. DED Star Marshal Elidal has expressed concerns that, quote, "These lured by the promise of a brighter future might prefer the prospect of a life of adventure with the Deathless over the reality of lawful labor in Upwell facilities," end quote. He went on to express concerns over the potential impact of the cluster of a large influx of Circle members. Upwell has dismissed these concerns and insisted that the Merc dens are, quote, "a scam designed to undermine morale. Though there is no reason for any workforce members to desire to break their contract, unique encryption protocols are in place on all workforce infomorphs that prohibit remote consciousness transfers or re-embodiment without Upwell's oversight. No known decryption technology is capable of bypassing these protections, except for the Warden. News in brief. Edencom operatives call on Capsuleers to assist in recovery of stellar data. Iris hosts gala event to celebrate launch of wide-ranging Skinner and Paragon Hub improvements. Air open sources corporation projects tool to Capsuleers across New Eden. Mimitar, Galente, and Caldari militaries pledge to provide further assistance to Pochvin. Evermore announces that Interbus ship interfacing program has received a significant update. Legion in conflict with Hold My Probes alliance over Keepstar and Faithobolus. Research team publishes breakthrough on paper and mutaplasmid residue recombination. Concord pushes Capsuleer audio firmware update that promises superior sound experience in indoor environments. Large-scale hurricane brawl in Zarzak results in 1,400 ships destroyed but incalculable rise in awareness. So a couple of things to note. First of all, I have talked about how this is likely a turning point, that this expansion does seem thin, and also the expansion so far seems to have almost nothing to do with its trailers. But I think that the first clue of like what is happening is actually going to be in this part up. Where is it? This statement, simultaneously with the Warden's reveal, Society of Conscious Thought has reported observing minor shifts or ripples in space-time across New Eden. We don't know if this is the effect of the Warden coming online. We don't know if this is like resonating with all the Atavum in the world and causing those ripples in space-time. But it is very possible that what we're seeing is something involving the drifters, right? Because like, as we saw in that trailer, there's a ton of drifters getting ready to attack. So I think that we're just kind of waiting for the next step at this point while we dink around with our new mercenary dens, etc. Now, another interesting thing is, like, they said that with this expansion, we're going to get the air program to be able to buy completion on your daily projects with Evermarks. That is another thing that didn't come into the expansion on the 12th, on today, when it first came out. It's another one of those things that's supposed to be coming out in a little bit, so either next week or the week after, hopefully. In addition to that, this recovery in stellar data is a reference to the fact that the dreadnought sites have had a lot of their value switched over to a new red loot type doodad to turn in, commodity to turn in, called stellar data. So this is just a reference to that. I don't know which Legion that they're talking about here. Legion in conflict with Hold My Probes alliance. If anybody knows, please let me know. I don't know if that means Mortis Legion. I assume not, but I can't think of off the top of my head what alliance is just known as Legion. I guess that is Pandemic Legion, huh? That's probably Pandemic Legion. Thanks. Mimitar, Caldari, and Galente militaries pledged to provide further assistance in Pochvin. So there's an interesting point here, which is that we can go back and see, but there's been a lot of little doodads about the various different empires and how they're interacting with the Triglavians now that Pochvin has been formed. One of the things I note here is that there is one of the 4 empires that are not listed here, which is the Amar. The Amar are probably the most likely to be doing something shady when it comes to Edencom and the Triglavians, but we'll have to wait and see. Are we going to talk about the last scene for the Revenant trailer? Probably. We'll have to look at it again. And I think that that's about it for the details about that. This is your New Eden news for November 12th, YC126. I have been Ashrothi, the voice of New Eden. Until next time, I'll see you in space.